Age is not everything in Scotch whisky. I'm standing here in a typical Scotch whisky warehouse, and behind me I've got casks from various different distilleries, and I've got various different kinds of casks, as you can see by the different shapes and sizes of the casks. And some of these casks will be being used for the first time in Scotland, and when they come over from America, where they've probably held some kind of American whiskey, or even if they come from a place like Spain, having aged sherry, when they get to Scotland and they're used the first time, we call them first fill. But many of these casks behind me will also be on their second fill or third fill, possibly even fourth fill. And the more you use a cask, the less goodness the cask can give to the whiskey. The cask will do three things to the whiskey. It'll add flavor. If it's a cask that's been charred, that char will help to subtract out flavors. And importantly, the cask and the spirit over time will interact and through slow oxidation form new characters, form aromas and flavors that give us that aged character, that ethereal character in great Scotch whisky. Yeah? So that's what the cask does. But the more you use the cask, the less goodness, the less flavor materials it has to give the whiskey. So you could have, for example, that barrel up there could be a first fill from distillery X, 10 years old. We could draw a sample today and it would taste absolutely delicious, full of vanilla and lots of estery, fruity characters. But that barrel from the same distillery, maybe even filled in the same day, could be on its third fill. And if we drew a sample from that, first of all, we'd notice the color would be much lighter. All the natural color in whiskey comes from that cask, and the more times the cask has been used, the less there is for it to color the whiskey. But that sample would be much less interesting, wouldn't have the same vanilla character, the same sweetness and richness, wouldn't have that same interactive estery character going on that one had. So that's why age doesn't necessarily matter. Age is important in developing flavor over the long term, but the quality of the wood is arguably more important.